This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Grim here and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to take a look at what I think is actually one of the most annoying bosses in the game, or one of the hardest, let's say. Let's say one of the hardest, not the most annoying. That's gonna be Boss Harley. I have struggled more with Boss Harley than I have struggled with Joker. I have struggled more with Boss Harley on the account where I have Raven and Beta Club than I struggled with Joker on the account where I don't have those two tools at my disposal. So yeah, overall a frustrating experience because she is immune to crits, sadly. So the only thing that's gonna work on her is going to be lethal. And also she's going to have some very annoying specials that are going to either force you into locking her into an infinite combo, or are going to force you into constantly power draining her. First up, I saw a video of a Raven doing well enough here with the Beta Club. Keep in mind, this is Dawn of Apocalypse, so if we use Beta Club on Raven, she gets nothing from the RR artifacts. Literally nothing. She gets no more passive attacks. And as I said previously, when it comes to Sora, it's usually the how perfect your build is doesn't matter that much, but because let's say if I get 25k attack from a firebox, I do not care if I'm missing like 1k attack from the build, it doesn't matter. But over here we're getting nothing from the artifacts, so it's gonna really matter in terms of how much damage we deal, and that's gonna really hurt me because my Raven is 4 stars first of all, and second of all, she's gonna be a hybrid build. That means she's gonna be tanky and have also some crit chance and crit damage. And in this fight specifically, the crit damage chance and crit damage on her doesn't matter at all, so she is basically a full tank Raven trying to deal some damage here, and as you can see, it's not going very well. I mean, it's going decently with the 400,000 dots that we are going to get. Even 7,000 at some points, but it's by far not something close to what I was expecting to get. We can even go all the way up to 1k, but she's got 800k millions, so that's not gonna go well. As you can see, again, overestimating my teams here, and I was going straight to Raven. Didn't start off with Deathstroke, didn't start off with Confluent Sakuman. I was like, oh, I saw a cool video of a Raven with Beta Club dealing lots of damage here. Let's do it ourselves, because obviously we will have no problem doing that. And yeah, it doesn't work. Over here, how perfect your Raven build is going to matter a lot. It just matters a lot how perfect build your Raven is. And mine is far from that. It's really far from that, so we're not gonna have the best of times here. Not a special tree in there. The huge advantage that we have is that our special tree is gonna make us not have to worry about her special ones on the ground, because that helps us avoid it. And she blocked there because I had a little bit of a special delay, as you get sometimes. So yeah, overall she did, out of all the teams that I used, except for Deathstroke and Confluent Sakuman, but with them it's going to be percentage damage. So it's not really gonna be what they can do, but what they can do because of the huge health of the bosses. Other than those, I think she still dealt the most damage, but boy, this is not going as fast as I was planning for it to go. And yeah, because of no crit, it's basically just a full tank Raven trying to deal some damage here, with a Brainiac as a support character and with no passive help from any attack from some artifacts. So yeah, that's as far as my Raven went, sadly. That's 105 mil. Boy, I didn't think I would ever see Beta Club Raven with Brainiac deal such a little amount of damage. We would have dealt far more damage, or at the very least this amount of damage far faster in any of the league grade fights, I think. We're going to use here Dr. Fate plus Confluent Sakuman. We're going to have Sword of Salvation at level 8 on Dr. Fate to help us with power generation, and the level 8 firebox on Confluent Sakuman. Gonna combo interrupt her, and honestly, as long as she doesn't do swipe downs, and we've had some fights where she tends to do a lot of swipe downs after the first hit that she does, unless she does that, she's gonna be one of the easier character to combo interrupt after 2 hits. Like, she has quite a long window of opportunity after the second basic attack. So we're gonna be able to do that. Dr. Fate back in there. And yeah, I fell there because I didn't do my full combo before, and yeah, my brain just kind of didn't go the right way because we didn't finish in a swipe right with Dr. Fate. And it was like, oh, there's something missing from there, but yeah, combo interrupting again with King. Super move in there. And boy, we're dealing crazy low amounts of damage. Because we don't have access to crits. Like, the highest we've seen so far is 40k on a swipe, right? That's just not gonna do it. Now special tree in there, and as soon as we don't have access to those percentage damages, that special tree dealt only 600k, and yeah, it's going very slow at this point. Getting back in their special tree, re-engage that combo. We need to either keep her power drained or keep combo interrupting her, because I really do not want to deal with that special one that she's gonna leave on the ground. Dr. Fate back in there to generate some power. We're pretty much taking Dr. Fate just for power generation when needed. We don't have Raid Hood to use with this team because we have already used him with the Raven team. That sadly didn't do too well. Combo interrupting again, a special tree in there. And she's gonna soon enough be ready to do a super move. We managed to power drain her further with Dr. Fate, so it might be some time until that point, but it's kind of unavoidable now because we got in the last minute and the power generation for her will be really good as well. But I think I'm gonna just tank it with King because he doesn't mind, or maybe try to power drain a bit with Dr. Fate, but definitely doing my best not to hinder my damage gameplay. If the super move happens, it happens, it's fine, but we're not gonna go out of our way to make it happen. And also those power bars that she's got are juicy for Dr. Fate to be able to steal. Actually, I think I was thinking about a different fight we had here with King, because she might not actually do a super move in this one. So my bad. We've had a couple with King, but I only put in there kind of the best, I guess. Dr. Fate back in there trying to squeeze some more power out of her. Almost dying. Special tree in there, and yeah, that's it for this one. Again, mostly it's percentage damage, because on our specials we almost deal no damage. Now we got the Sword Banshee Deathstroke team. So again, the basic premise of this team is that Deathstroke is going to deal some special 2s at the start of the fight, and when he's done with his special 2s and he no longer deals percentage damage, we're going to tag Sword Banshee in there to do some damage for the rest of the fight. We have a gearless Deathstroke with a level 1 entropy on him. We're going to have the level 8 Sword of Salvation on Sword Banshee, and we're going to have a late on the Reverse Flash, excuse me, and the level 8 Power Box on Sword Banshee. Yeah, this is gonna basically just power generate for us, and we're gonna do special 2s as often as we can. I missed Stapa over there and failed to come and drop her. Our special 2 that will heal us to full, thankfully. And this dude has got very fast openers, I'll give him that. Like, despite everything that's wrong with Deathstroke, his opener is very fast. Like, you might see me trying and failing to come and drop after one hit with Reverse Flash, and with Deathstroke I'm easily able to do so. And that's because of his very fast opener hits. That's one thing that he's definitely got going for him, and I can't deny it. And our special 2. Again, after the first hit, no troubles doing that, and our special 2. Still dealing percentage damage, not high percentage damages, we've seen far higher damage from Deathstroke. But it's okay, we will definitely take a 7.8 mil. Now it's a 7.6, so you can see that is no longer, if it's decreasing, it means you no longer hit the damage cap of that boss. If they do have a damage cap, I'm not sure if Harley has a damage cap. But yeah, if it decreases from special 2 to special 2, that's a good sign, because that means you are dealing the most you can deal on all your special 2s, and they're not getting restricted by the damage cap. Now special 2 in there, and that was no longer percentage, and we're going to tag our Banshee in there. She's gonna tank the super move, she has no trouble with that. Huge health from the firebox, huge base defense that she's got. Special 2 in there. Reverse Sash back in. Come on, dropping after 2 hits. Sword Banshee in there onto a special tree, and we're going to start disabling some abilities. Special 1, there we go, Reverse Slash back in. Starting combo. Sword Banshee in there, special 3. Special 1 again. And yeah, 1.7 I think is kind of the best we're gonna get out of her, but it's still more than Deathstroke would have done by himself, and if we were not to use her here, then she would have simply been gotten out of my top teams that I'm using, so it was either use her here or don't use her. So we're gonna use her here. Backing off 2 times special 1. Reverse Slash back in. Building some more combo, hopefully stealing some power, because we really need that. That special 3 costs 7 bars of power, and that special 1 costs 3 bars of power, so we kinda need to be full on power to be able to do both of them on one tag-in. Throw Banshee back in there, special 3, and there's no way I'm getting to another special 3. Come dropping her here into a special 1 to end it off, and that was it for Sir Banshee. That's as far as this team goes. And honestly, I think we did a decent job because of Deathstroke, and Sir Banshee did an okay job dealing some damage towards the end there. And we ended up dealing some damage, not too much. Again, she was kind of low on health, so Deathstroke was not at his peak performance in terms of damage. We're going to use League of Anarchy here. We have Sword of Salvation on EPI to generate some power when needed, Sword of Sin on Arkham Knight Batman to keep her low on power, and Power Box on Harley. And you might be like, but well, she's immune to stun. Yeah, but Arkham Knight Batman has a 50% chance to stun targets, even if they are resistant to stun. We're pretty much going to count on that, and that's why we kind of need to keep her at low power with Sword of Salvation on this dude, with Sword of Sin on this dude, because I really don't want her using any specials in between me trying again to stun her after one stun fails. Trying again, third one's the charm, and finally a stun. Harley in there doing some hits, doing some good damage. I mean, not really some good damage, like, boy, going all the way down to dealing 150 tops on one number that shows up is quite a downturn from seeing numbers all the way up to 2 mil. Not 2 mil, I'm exaggerating. 1 mil was the biggest instance of damage we gotten with Harley so far, like in a single instance of that in this all raids. That's quite a big downgrade. I'm not sure it should work to that extent, but yeah, it is what it is. Harley back in there. I shouldn't have tagged her here, but this is the Gorilla Growth in League Raid syndrome. That's how I like to call it, because it's pretty much the same gameplay for the most part as it is when using her with Arkham Knight Batman in League Raids against Gorilla Growth. The fact that you're going to try and stun a target that's normally immune to stuns, that's the same thing, but in League Raids we're going to use the All Blades. And even if the stun fails, you'll have to tag in Harley because you need those All Blade stacks. You need her to be fully juiced up on All Blade stacks when you're going to tag her in order to actually deal the damage when the enemy is stunned. Over here we don't need to. We can sit all we want with Arkham Knight Batman as long as he's got power to use the special 2 to try on and on to stun her. That's not the problem here. We can sit as long as we want. But I tagged in over there out of habit because you very rarely played like this with Powerbox, and you mostly play her in League Raids like this, because in Soul Raids, usually you can simply choose the fight that's not immune to stuns, and I could have done that, but I was afraid that I would not be able to finish Harley, unless I use my Harley on her. And she's gonna deal a decent amount of damage, I'm not gonna lie, but it's gonna be heavily reduced compared to what she deals in our places. And it's a combination of her not being able to crit and the stuns not being guaranteed. Trying to stun again. And yeah, she resisted again. Another stun. She resisted again. Another stun. That's finally successful. There we go. Either trying to deal some damage, blocking the first 2 hits, and she hits me with a swipe down at the end. She doesn't want any more damage, but it's okay. That was not gonna be on a stun, so it wouldn't be huge. Though a special 3 in there at the end could have done some. And yeah, this last fight didn't include any fights of Batman Ninja Team because they didn't go particularly well, but the Batman Ninja Team can do a decent job here because they mainly rely on lethal attack damage. So that's gonna not be reduced by her in any way. But still, you're not gonna get access to crit, so yeah, still heavily reduced damage you're going to deal. But it's gonna be an okay fight. I just didn't get any particularly good fights that were worth showing to you guys. And I tried something like Catwoman with Raven and Beta Club on Catwoman, and that didn't go particularly well either. But yeah, there we go, she's finally down, and the rewards that we got, ladies and gentlemen, are 100% useless to me. Still waiting for my Soul Raid specific artifacts. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.